Elon Musk attempted to calm Twitter advertisers today, a day before the deadline to close his $44 billion acquisition of the social media platform. He told them that he is buying the platform to help humanity and doesn't want it to become a free-for-all hellscape. We're joined now by Carmi Levy, technology analyst. Carmi, thank you for joining us. I mean, is he taking this seriously? He calls himself Chief Twit. He shows up with a physical sink, as we've shown in the video that we've been running, saying, let this sink in. And he says he doesn't want Twitter to become a free-for-all hellscape. I feel like there's a feeling that that's what it could become under his leadership.
It's exactly what he's suggested in other comments that he's been making in the lead up to tomorrow's deadline for the deal to close. And so you never quite know what Elon Musk is going to say or do next. One day he's conciliatory. The next day, he's almost like P.T. Barnum in the center ring of the circus. And so this is conciliatory, but I wonder what happens next. And, you know, he does have a penchant for maybe not being as serious about, specifically about Twitter, as he probably should be. This isn't like any of his other companies. It has global implications, geopolitical implications. And I don't think he appreciated that when he first made the offer to buy the company in April. I think he was trying to feed his ego, and he kind of got in a little bit too deep.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it sounds like. I mean, you know, Twitter started out as a social media platform like any other platform. And as you noted, this is the microphone for world leaders. There are real geopolitical consequences to things that those in power say on Twitter. In saying that, is this deal going to go through?
I think it is. And, you know, I think his visit to Twitter headquarters yesterday was, you know, pretty eye-opening. And I think he wanted to send a message. He intends to see this through now. He hasn't been sure in the past. He hasn't been absolutely clear. He wanted to make it absolutely clear. He wanted to meet Twitter employees. He wanted to send that message that, yeah, you may have heard and seen a whole lot in the months preceding, but now I'm here. Let's make this work. And so I think when the sun sets tomorrow, the deal will be done. Elon Musk will own Twitter. And I think a lot of the rhetoric and sort of the dancing around that we've seen in recent months will give way to hopefully a more serious attitude toward this company that he now owns. We've seen examples of other billionaires trying to either own or start their own social media platforms. Doesn't work out well at all. Their history is not on his side. But I think in this case, he's going to need to learn to step back a little bit and allow the professionals around him to help him shepherd this company forward.
And as the leader here, if this deal is successful, what do you think the checks and balances will be? There's certainly a board. Twitter certainly has a number of policies, even policies when it comes to world leaders and how they use Twitter. How will he navigate that? And is he going to take this responsibility seriously? Well, I want to point out balancing that free speech is a very important thing in a democratic society, and he's a proponent of that.
Well, that's the problem, is he said basically that if he bought Twitter, that all bets would be off. Mm-hmm. He wanted it to be a bastion of free speech, no controls whatsoever, let the chips fall where they may. But I think even now, you know, thanks to a sober second thought, he's realizing that's not realistic, especially not given Twitter's reputation as being a bastion of misinformation, a bastion of abuse and cyberbullying. And so given its role in geopolitics and sort of that reputation, I think he has no choice but to ensure that he is balanced. In other words, introduce policies that are absolutely clear about what is and is not acceptable, and then make sure that you've got enforcement procedures in place to ensure fairness. You can support free speech, but at the same time, you can't allow extremism to run rampant. And I think it's dawning on him now. It's a very different situation when you own the company versus when you're just one of the people who happens to use the service.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Carmi Levy, a technology analyst who is providing great insight here on Twitter. Thank you. We're going to have to see how this goes, frankly. And I know you'll be watching
closely.
And we'll be checking in with you. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Christina.